How's it going, guys? It is Ryan here and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're here for round 4 of our F1 2007 career mode as the Toyota of Ralf Schumacher at the Circuit de Catalunya here today, and a track that I'm very strong at, but this here is the most bizarre qualifying you're going to ever see. As you can see, it is gorgeous beiging and sunshine here, but it's raining at the same time. It is so bizarre. I don't know, but we have to take on the chin with our only qualifying lap of the session. As remember, in the series we're only going to be allowed to do one lap, so if it's a poor lap we've got to take it on the chin and just deal with it throughout the race as well. So we're just struggling a bit on tyre, on grip here. As you heard there, I had to lift off with the corner. It's normally flat in dry weather conditions, so a 24.3 first sector, not the best of laps in the first sector, so we've got to see how this pans out throughout the race here. So we're going to be breaking into this very tricky left-hander here. Just got a bit wide on exit there as we took too much steering input there, but we're going to go now to the trickiest part of the track here, this quick left-right chicane. Very tricky to get right here and lose it completely. We managed to keep it alright, not the best of lines as well, as we're going to take this now in 5th gear. Very tricky with the damp weather there on the patches there, but Massa just seems completely comfortable as we break into the hairpin to start the last sector. We break really late and lock the front left. Massa's on an outlap as well, so I don't know why he's right on the back of us as we nearly make contact with him. So I was kind of skeptic as why he was right behind us at that point. I believe he is on an outlap. As we lose the backing completely, as this sector is really damp, as you can see on the track. As we come into the last couple of corners now to finish our lap off. Our only lap, it's not going to be the quickest lap in the world, but it will have to do. We have to see where it puts us at the end of the session. As we're going to come across the line, it's going to be a 1:28.8. Not the best of laps, I've got to say. We'll see where that puts us right now. And overall it puts us P16, so it could have been worse, but we'll have to take it on the chin, as I said. On just behind our teammate Jarno Trulli, but it is a different race, the race there, as Raikkonen got pole and Hamilton got second and Massa got third. So we've got to see how it goes as we go into the race now. As you can see, it is gorgeous in sunshine right now, but there is rain expected as according to the map on the screen which you saw at the start. So we've got to see how this goes as we get into our car, and it is 50%, I think it was, 50% chance of rain. So it could happen here, and because of that I'm deciding to go and take a gamble. For the first time this series we are starting on the prime tyres today in this episode. So if you guys want to see me do more of these prime strategy starts, let me know in the comments below, if obviously we finish outside the top 10. So let me know what you guys think about that. We'll have to wait and see as we're going to be going out the pit lane now. Our engineers giving us the thumbs up as we leave our garage now in a position we're not really been in this season. We've been in the top 10 in every race so far, I believe, as there is Jarno Trulli and there is us next to him on the 8th row of the grid. So the revs are going to build up very shortly now as we're going to start round 4 of the 2007 career mode. The lights are out and away we go as we go straight up to Rich Mix, as Trulli, our teammate's got a blitz of a start, but nearly goes to the back of Liuzzi, where both check, and we're going to take both of them now up to P4. Alexander Wurz had a poor start as well. We're going to go down the inside of him up to P13 as all hell breaks loose in turn 1 with the AI. So we have to try and be very cautious as we're going to try and get past Kovalainen, who we had a bit of an argy-bargy with in the last race at Bahrain. As everyone's checking up here, I don't know what's going on up ahead, but we're going to get in a few positions here. It's up to P12, P11 and even P10 on a Sauber driver. I don't know who it is. It is Nick Heidfeld. So Heidfeld and Kubica there, so we're going to go down the inside. Heidfeld leaves the door open and Kubica almost leaves the door open again, but holds it nicely around the outside and we're up to P9. So it's been a great start from us from 16th on the grid. So 7 positions gained already. We're into the groove, and remember, all these cars in front are on the option tyres and we're on the prime. So as long as we keep the pace with these cars, we should be fine. But it is a long way to go and we don't know when the rain will come. It may happen on the last lap, may happen halfway through the race, we don't know yet, but the rain is going to spice this race up a lot. Would it come when the time comes? We've got to wait and see if that is the case, as we're going to come into the final section now. The very tricky chicane corner, which you can't take too much curb, otherwise you will spin it, as you just saw there. Just nearly lost the back there, but we managed to keep it in, not make any contact with any cars around us, as we're going to complete our first lap, and we are P9. So great start from us there, as Raikkonen leads the Spanish Grand Prix as we go down the straight now towards turn 1. And as you can hear, the engineer informing us that there is rain coming in around 15 minutes or so, so it could rather be at the halfway stage or just after the halfway mark. So that could play into our hands because the primes can last very long around here compared to the guys on the options. So we've got to wait and see if that is the case. As we're going to be braking now into the chicane once again. We took a bit of curb there, not to spin it again, so we lift off there, but the back end slides out of us, taking the exit curb there. But we're going to get a nice exit on Kubica. Down the straight as we're going to start lap 3 now, as we set a 26 flat, which is purple, which is the fastest lap of the race, I've got to say, but with the draft as well, that obviously helps. As we get a nice run on Kubica and get past him, and up to P8 we go, as there's confirmation of us getting the fastest lap of a 26 flat. So a great start from us there on the second lap as well, getting past Kubica, who has been very consistent this series, I've got to say, in terms of the pace, as we're going to be on now lap 4, as we're now right on the back of Mark Webber in front of us, as we're going to be now going round this very tricky last sector. Very tricky it is on any of the F1 games I've played on, from 2010 upwards to 2015. As we lose the back end there completely, but we luckily avoid going into the wall there. And again with the grass on the tyres, we lose the back end again as Fisichella goes past us, and we drop to P8 with Kubica thinking of a move down the inside of us. Down the straight we go. This is going to be interesting now, as are we going to hold off Kubica as Alonso sits at 24.9 on that lap, and it looks like we just about hold off there on Kubica and Heidfeld, as we're going to go on to the next lap at the end of this lap. And as you can see, the leaders there is Trudy down the map. Is going to go around the outside of someone, which is a brilliant move, I've got to say, for Trudy on there. But we're going to get a nice exit there, as we're going to get to that stage now of the pit stop window, when the cars in front who are on the options will make their pit stops. We're going to sound set at 25.1, which is pretty good, I've got to say, on the prime tyres. We're going to get a nice run on Fisichella now. Going to go round the outside of the Italian into turn 1. And we're going to hold it off there. Fisichella holding the inside brilliantly there, defending well. But we have the inside line for the next corner, and we are up the P7. So now the hunt is on now on Mark Webber once again, as the clouds, as you can see, are getting darker and darker and darker, which will mean that the rain is coming, but we don't know when it's going to be. It could drop at any point, so we've got to keep an eye on the weather and see what will happen here in Spain, as Spain doesn't get a lot of rain when the races have been on. So it will be a bit interesting to see how this pans out in the later stages of the race here. So we're going to go on to the next lap now, and Alonso is in P6 just ahead of us there, so Webber overtook him during this stage, as we're going to be braking now into the hairpin now. Alonso tries to make a move on Webber. We're going to take the inside now and move up to P6, as Alonso tried to go around the outside of Webber. Webber held it in the middle lane, and Alonso tried to go around the tighter line where the marbles are. Didn't really work out from him, and us and Webber are up to P5 and 6, as we're all over the back now for the Australian, as there is someone in the pit lane already. So the pit stop window is now, as Alonso, I believe, is in the pits as well, along with Raikkonen and Massa and Hamilton, I believe. So we're going to be going down the straight now, as we're going to be trying to get past Mark Webber now. Into the podium positions we go, and we're up to P3. So great move there from us there, and we're now going to be hunting down, I believe, is Lewis Hamilton. Yes, he's not made his pit stop yet, so I got that wrong, as I think Massa's still ahead as well. But we're going to be going now all the way to lap 11, as nothing really happened, as the rest of the guys pitted. We're on our own, and we're setting decent pace, as we're going to be making our pit stop now. I was thinking if the rain was going to come on the last lap, so we're going to take the gamble and go onto the option tyres now, and lean as well to save a bit of fuel for the final lap assault on the rest of the guys on the prime tyres, which is considerably slow around here. As we're going to be going into our pit box now. Good little entry into our box as our guys get to work, as it's a really slow pit stop, but it is part of the mod to make it more realistic from the 2007 season. As we come out now with a 9.5 pit stop, not the best of pit stops, as Raikkonen will go past and take the lead of the race. Hamilton's just crossed the line, so we could gain a shed load of positions from this pit stop here. Are we going to get past Hamilton? The answer is no, but we are up to P3 after the pit stop window, so we've done very well on the prime tyres to last them that long, and also to maintain great pace and move up a couple of positions there. We gained 4 positions from that pit stop window, and we're all over the back of Hamilton, so the win is on, guys. We're not that far away from Raikkonen, but we never know what's going to happen in this race, with the rain apparently going to come very shortly. We're now right on the back of Hamilton now, as we go into the middle part of the lap on lap 13, and we're just all over the back of him. The grip in the option tyres is ridiculously quick and good and sticky to the track, as we're right on the back of him now, as we're going to be going now to the right-hander where the DRS is enabled, if it was in real life F1. But obviously the 2017 didn't have DRS, so we've got to do it just by overtaking him. We're going to be trying to break around the outside of him into the hairpin corner. We've got onto the marbles here. We've got to be very careful to give space to Hamilton as well. But you hook it round the outside and move up to P2. What a fantastic move there by us. And we're up to second place. And now Raikkonen is our next man and the last man to try and win the Spanish Grand Prix and try and get 2 wins out of 4 this season, which will be fantastic, as we lose the back end there out of the last corner, but we luckily save it. And look at the gap we've pulled already to Hamilton and Massa behind. That is what we needed, as we've only got a few laps to go then of this race. We're right on the back of Anthony Davidson now in the Super Aguri. You can see the gap is 3.1 seconds to Kimi Raikkonen, as Davidson there holding us up there. As you can see, the rain has arrived with only a few laps to go, and it's quite heavy, I've got to say, in that last sector. It's not the chicane yet, but it will be shortly, as we lose the back end there. And we've got issues with the pedals here. I don't know what was going on with them. A cable came out. Luckily though, we avoid losing any positions there, but it was a scary moment from us there, because I was worried we would lose a few positions there. I had to restart my wheel. We're going to go on to the next lap now. As you can see, Hamilton is all over the past us completely, as we can see in a moment, one of the most ridiculous moments I've ever seen. The track here, it's completely fine at the minute. It's just damp, so it will be intermediate territory. But watch this corner coming up now. You can just see we're drifting, and it's completely like a puddle on the track. And I don't know how these cars, as we just hit the back of Davidson there, losing it completely. I was surprised not to get a penalty there. But as you can see, the track is completely wet. But the cars, the AI, I've just got 100% grip, and it really confused me. It really did, because the track on my screen, as you can see, I'm just struggling. I'm feathering it completely and just locking up completely as we go off into the gravel once again. And it's just so bad, this is. As you can see, we're losing positions as we go, but I don't understand how they're getting so much grip on those prime tyres compared to us on the options, and when it's completely soaking wet on the track. It baffles me. It just completely baffles me. We've just got to feather it round, as we'll be going on to the intermediates. I don't think the AI will pit at all for the intermediates. They'll stay out for another lap, as Davidson is going to try and overtake us there. We nearly lose the back end there, but Davidson had to back out because there was a lot of cars coming past him on there. But this part of the lap was completely dry, I've got to say. The hairpin was fine. As we're going to go now towards the final couple of corners now. We're going to be braking. We go very wide. We go onto the gravel once again, and we lose the back end there. Just had no grip whatsoever. We're going to try and hopefully avoid any wrecks there, and we make contact with, I believe it's Vizzy Keller on there. We just couldn't do anything there. I tried to let them through around the outside, but we get a penalty. So we got 2 penalties in a row, and look, just got no grip whatsoever, as we've got to take the escape road completely, and it's just been a shambolic lap there. But I just don't understand that, as you just hit the back of Coulthard, we let him through, but they stay out on track, and it is really bizarre how the AI have got grip compared to us on dry tyres. It really baffled me, and it's cost us a penalty there, as we're going to be making a pit stop on the final lap of the race, as we're going to be going into our pit box now, as they are getting to work on there. You can see the infield of the tyre there, which was I thought was kind of interesting. But we're going to be now going out of our pit box now. It's going to be a very short, slow pit stop, a 9.1 stop. As now we're going to see if we can gain any positions here. It won't make any odds because we've got the penalty on there. But very bizarre. Let me know, guys, if you had any experiences of that, where the AI have just got ridiculous OP grip on the dry tyres in these conditions. And then, but what I don't understand is the next lap, this last lap, the last lap they were quick, they were really quick, and then this lap they're just ridiculous. They were experiencing what I was doing. Here I thought I was on the wrong tyre because we just lost the back end completely. Look at that, just the grip. There's no grip whatsoever in this first sector, as it is absolutely pouring it down with rain. We go off once again. Yeah, so the first sector is full wet tyre territory. But as you can see, the cars around us are really slowing down. Liuzzi's 10 seconds up behind us. We're just locking up here, so I was thinking maybe the wet tyres, but then I realised it was the last lap of the race, as Raikkonen will win the Spanish Grand Prix by the skin of his teeth, I've got to say, with the weather playing up. As you can see, we've got so much grip on the intermediates compared to everyone on the tyres. Rosberg there in the Williams, struggling on his prime tyres. We're going to go down the inside of him up to P13, as we're going to try and hunt down our teammate, as he's just got no grip Even on intermediates we're struggling. And it was really hard to try and stay on the track here. As we're going to be breaking into the final sector for the final time. As you can see, we're just going to see how we do here in these last few corners, as we're going to be coming now into the final corner very shortly, as we can just see Trudy there, as the back end slides out again as we go past Anthony Davidson again into this final couple of corners now, and Trudy's just there. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the greatest of wind positions here from where we started, so we're going to come out the final corner now, and we're going to come home in P13, but I don't think we're going to stay there with the penalty we got. We're going to find out momentarily, but another disappointing race from us, and we dropped to P16 with the 20-second penalty, which doesn't really help us in terms of the championship standings, which we'll see momentarily. But the race results is Raikkonen wins it here in Spain, which is obviously not what we wanted for the championship expectations on there, and everyone finished, which is a good sign considering it was pouring it rain on there, with us the only people getting the penalty there. But as you can see, there is the top three of Raikkonen, Hamilton and Massa. Let's look at now the driver's standings after 4 rounds here of our 2007 career mode, which you can see on the screen right now, as Raikkonen now has an 11-point lead over Lewis Hamilton, as he jumps us now as we are demoted to 3rd place on 15 points, tied with Felipe Massa with his strong 3rd position here. Robert Kubica is in 5th with 14, with Fernando Alonso in 6th with 12, with Kovalainen and Webber tied on 10 points in 7th, with Nick Heidfeld in 9th with 7 points, and Giancarlo Fisichella completes the top 10 with 5 points. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the career mode. The next episode is at Monaco, and it is live with a 50% race as well. That will be live on YouTube, and it will be out when I arrive back from Tenerife, which will be next week. So I'll let you guys know, so make sure to find me on Twitter to be informed of when I stream next for this career mode. But until then guys, make sure to like the video. Let's try and hit a goal today guys of 70 likes for the video, and make sure to subscribe for more F1 content. But until then guys, have a great day, and I shall see you guys very soon for another video. Until then guys, have a great day. Take care. See you later.